All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. The German Chancellor Olaf Scholz, who is facing elections on the 23rd of February, has rejected what he describes as the American Vice President J.D. Vance's remarks on European immigration policies and free speech. The German Chancellor delivered a strong rebuke to the American Vice President's statement on hate speech and also the rise of the far right again in Europe. Olaf Scholz defended Germany's taboo against cooperating with extremist parties, saying that it was not right for others to interfere in Germany and Europe's matters. Now, Olaf Scholz also said that the reason that Germany has refrained from supporting the AfD is because its leaders have trivialized Nazi crimes in the past. Now, arriving at the 61st Munich conference, a day ahead of Scholz, J.D. Vance had launched a scathing attack on European leaders, accusing them of censoring free speech, while strongly criticizing the German mainstream party's firewall against the far-right AfD.
We're already in the middle of a gripping
In Britain and across Europe, free speech, I fear, is in retreat.
How many times must we suffer these appalling setbacks before we change course and take our shared civilization in a new direction? No voter on this continent went to the ballot box to open the floodgates to millions of unvetted immigrants.
But J.D. Vance also met with Alice Weidel, the top candidate of the far-right Alternative for Germany party. The AfD has received strong backing from technology billionaire and Donald Trump's ally, Elon Musk. The Scholz's centre-left Social Democrats are currently in the third position in the polls at around 15%. The race is led by the conservative CDU-CSU bloc, whose support stands at about 30%, while the Alternative for Germany party is currently expected to score its best-ever national result, polling in the second place with around 20% of people backing it. Now, the anti-immigration AfD is an outcast for other major German parties in a country with a taboo against ultra-nationalist politics because of its history of Nazism. All right, now to give us more insights in terms of what is happening at this moment in Germany, we are joined in this broadcast by Mr. Ben Aris, who is a founder and editor-in-chief of BNE Intel News and also a former Moscow bureau chief for the Daily Telegraph. Mr. Aris, thank you very much indeed, sir, for taking time out and speaking to us here on WION. And let me start off by asking you this. The mainstream German parties, including the incumbent Chancellor Olaf Scholz, have rejected the criticism that has come forth from America, especially in the case of J.D. Vance, the vice president, who said that there is a firewall against the politics of AfD. Why is it that the German parties at this moment view this as clear American interference, and how is this likely to play out in American politics?
Yeah, Vance put the cat amongst the pigeons with his comments. They went down very badly. Europeans felt like they were being lectured to by America. And the values that particularly Germany has, given its history with the Second World War, the sentiment against far right is very strong. Nevertheless, Germany's going through a bit of a revolution at the moment. The AfD has done very well. The economy is on its back, and the people are suffering. And the nationalist and popularist politics that the AfD is offering, basically blaming immigrants for all of Germany's woes, has resonated, particularly with those people from Eastern Germany or the former Eastern Bloc. AfD recently won some very unsurprising series of regional elections in the East, and now that's unsettled everybody. But as you say, the polls are such that the AfD is now in second place with about 21%, with the CDU, the Conservatives, in first place with 31%. And Scholz's party is lost a lot of ground. It's down to 15%. So they're out. And the CDU are going to win in the sense to get the most votes, but they're still going to need a partner.
Right.
And the scary prospect is that the AfD now has enough votes so that the CDU could form a coalition with AfD. And this is where the talk of the Brandmauer, the fire break, comes in, that all of the parties have said there's no way they'll go into coalition with the AFD, which means they're going to have a very complicated negotiation going on, depending on what results all the other parties get, in order to form some sort of coalition that excludes AFD.
Interesting now, but also the approach of the mainstream parties in Germany, where they say that they don't want to engage with the AfD. Do you think, this is the right thing to do, considering the number of people within Germany who seem to be supporting the AfD? 20% of the people have said that they'll be backing the AfD. Can the mainstream parties stay away from the agenda of the AfD for a long time?
Well, it would be a real revolution. I mean, the Germans have this expression, nie wieder, never again, that they're never again going to go back to fascism. They're never again, because of the Hitler's legacy, they'll never do it again. However, there is an argument that AfD is representing 1 in 5 Germans, and that democracy calls for them to go into power as the second most powerful party. The idea that the CDU, that Metz, who's likely to win, the CDU's leading candidate, would actually do a deal with the AfD would cause absolute outcry. You'd see protests. But he could make the argument, look, this is what the people wanted. It's the second biggest party in the country. I think it's too early for Germany to go there. There's talk here that the AfD is now second most popular, and that possibly in the next round of elections in 4 years' time, that it could be the number 1 candidate, and it would be forming the coalitions. And across Europe, we've seen the rise of the right in country after country. The Austrians have also just adopted a rightist parliament in Fico. In Slovakia is also leaning to the right. The same things happened in Holland, and here we're seeing it going on in Germany too. But as I say, you can't discount the legacy of the Second World War. That's really going to make it very, very difficult for the CDU to go into coalition with AfD.
All right, we'll have to leave there. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Aris, for joining us with that perspective there.
Pleasure.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.